Hello and welcome to Odds on Bundesliga 25th match day. We have Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen. So let's analyze all the games, of course, with Radek Vegas and with you. Let me know what you think about this video and don't forget to press the like button, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to get notifications. And now let's go on with the show. We have a new match day in the Bundesliga and we have the first against the second. Welcome back, Radek. How are you?
Welcome back, Eduardo. I'm fine, and yeah, let's have a good game day this weekend, and let's see if Bayer Leverkusen can make a surprise against Bayern Munich.
Exactly, first against the third, of course. Leverkusen is the third in the standings. Let's start with the game we have on Friday. We have Arminia Bielefeld, Augsburg. This is an important game for both to stay away and far from the relegation spots. Bielefeld 2 points away from Hertha. The last game was a defeat against Leverkusen, but we know, Radek, that Bielefeld is quite strong, playing at home, no defeats in the last 6, and Augsburg is quite weak, playing away, 3 games away, 3 defeats in the last 3 games, so we should go for Bielefeld?
Yeah, seems so, but at the end it's a question of the odds, and they are 14 and 15, they are both eager not to lose, and in this kind of games I tend to bet on a draw, and I won't bet on a favorite called Bielefeld, and no matter who's the opponent is, and that's why the odds are kind of balanced. There's a small value maybe on Augsburg. I think they can at least score 1 goal there, and if it's enough to win, I'm really not sure. And yeah, betting on both teams to score, because both are not the most attractive teams in the league at the moment. Everything leads for me to a draw. We get odds of 3.3. Yeah, and that's fine.
Okay, draw. Then the game of this match day, we have Bayern Munich, Leverkusen. Be careful because, of course, we know that Bayern Munich, they are facing Salzburg in the Champions League in the following week. So perhaps they are a little bit distracted. They are struggling also in the last games in the Bundesliga. Do you think Leverkusen can harm Bayern Munich in the Allianz?
Not really, but yes, the only point is that maybe there is a disappointment at this game, and they are not so 100% concentrated on this game, because there's a more important game at the arena against Salzburg then. But anyway, I think Bayern went through their biggest downswing in the season when Neuer and Müller were not fit. But it seems that at least Müller should or get some minutes in this game, and he's maybe the most important player for Bayern after Lewandowski. And on the other hand, their defense seemed to be improved, and Niklas Süle made a great game in the last game against Frankfurt, was one of the best players on the game day. Yeah, so I think it's getting hard for Leverkusen to make a point there. It's not impossible for sure, and for a neutral fan, everyone hopes that there is a chance. Betting on Leverkusen is a complete different thing, because as I never bet against Bayern Munich, not even again with Asian handicaps on the opponents, I won't do this time. But we get so lousy odds on Bayern Munich with 1.4. That's not even able to consider this. And I understand everyone who wants to play an 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐶𝐴, but I think yeah, we should not underrate Leverkusen in this game. At the end, I think it can be a close game. But Asian handicap also is a bit dangerous. Betting Asian handicap against Bayern Munich is not the most clever thing, as I think, because they can always thrash an opponent, and yeah, and also the goal market is kind
crazy.
Is totally no value in this game, because the bookmakers know that Bayern Munich in games against strong teams like Leverkusen was in the last games, I think they won't give them too much room to play, and I think Bayern Munich gives away their points to other teams who need it more than Leverkusen, like Gladbach in a bad situation, or like Augsburg, and not to Leverkusen, who is following them. So yeah, long speech, but no bet. And if I would bet, I would say Bayern Munich win in an 𝐿𝐴 maybe, but even that is a bit too dangerous for these odds.
You mentioned the goal market, that is crazy. Both teams to score is only 1.54, but even if we go for the goals market, over 3 goals is only 1.4. I've never seen these low odds. If we go for under 3 goals, for instance, we have value there. We have 3.26, but the bookies expect a lot of goals. So do we, because this should be a very interesting game. Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen, hard to find good odds unless you are betting again in the under market. Perhaps you see better odds in the next game. Radek, we have Hertha Frankfurt, very important for Hertha because they are in the playoff spots to go to the Bundesliga 2. They need to win, but they are so bad lately. Only 2 points in the last 7 games. Problems for the manager, for Typhoon. And for them, it's good that they are facing another team that is struggling, like Frankfurt, getting far and far away from the European spots.
Yes, but we have 2 different situations here, because Frankfurt, comes from way higher and is now still way higher than Hertha, and Hertha is always going down and down, and no point to make an improvement, and that's why I think we have a great situation here betting on Frankfurt. I hoped that the odds might be a little bit higher, because, as you mentioned, Frankfurt didn't win 3 games in a row. But we know they lost only 1-0 against Bayern Munich. That you can call it a good result. And they lost 1-0 against Cologne, also only conceded 1 goal, didn't score. Both games were not the kind of Gladbach style. If you lose very high, and you don't have a chance. Like Gladbach, Frankfurt is a complete different thing. I think they can compete with every team in the league, especially with weak teams like Hertha. And I said it, I was hoping that the odds would be a bit higher, like 2.5 on Frankfurt. Then I would be very confident to bet on Asian handicap 0 on Frankfurt here. The winning odds are 2.2. That's still okay, because I think Frankfurt has to make a point here and has to win this game. So we find a kind of mixture in the Asian handicap market with Asian handicap minus 0.25 on Frankfurt. We got odds of 1.9 at the moment at Unibet. I don't know if the odds are going or changing to the game. I think it's not impossible that Hertha can make some point here, but at the end, I think Frankfurt has more potential, and that's why I like this Asian handicap minus 0.52. 0.25 means if we have a draw, we only lose half of our bet, and at the end Frankfurt wins, we win 1.9.
All right, always check the odds. Depend also on your country. I can see even higher odds for Frankfurt to win, 2.45. So depend on when you are, where you are, you will see higher or lower odds. Always check on Oddspedia, of course. Radek, another important
these are
game.
Great odds. Then I would bet directly on Frankfurt win or Asian handicap 0, because then, one unit maybe on Frankfurt win and 2 units on Asian handicap 0, and that would be my style.
All right, then another good game this match day, Leipzig Freiburg. This is very important for the Champions League fight. Leipzig improving. They are even qualified for the next round of the Europa League without playing. The last week they were able to win again away against Bochum. So I guess, Radek, we should consider Leipzig favorite, and this is also key for them because they are improving and they can be comfortable in the Champions League spots.
Yes, and Freiburg made also a good game against Hertha last week, where I expected them to kind of bit slow down, but they didn't. But at home they're kind of way better than they're playing on away pitches. That's why I think should be a win for Leipzig. The odds are not great, but still kind of small value, 1.6, as we've seen Leipzig improving game by game, and Tedesco seems to make a good job there. When he took over from Jesse Marsch, Leipzig was really struggling in the middle of the standings at position 10 around, and now they are advancing to Champions League spots, and one spot before Freiburg, so it's a must-win for them. On the other hand, maybe they are a bit afraid to lose this game, and that's why they are happy with 1 point both, and that is the danger in this game. I would say if money is not a factor, I would say if Leipzig wins this game with odds of 1.6, I won't bet on it because there's too less reward, and in my heart I hope Freiburg wins, so I'm not happy winning a bet against Freiburg. So difficult. Maybe goal market is an option here as well. We all know Freiburg has a good defense, and that's a point where I think both teams to score is maybe a better option. 1.7
goals. For goals for 2.5, we have under 2.5 goals, 2.37, for instance, if Freiburg defends well.
Yeah, that sounds very attractive, because that high odds in a game where both teams know how to defend, and as we've seen the last results of Freiburg, there were not many goals on both sides, so maybe this is worth a shot. And what I always do if we have high odds over 2, I would say we only divide 1 unit through the odd and only bet that amount to win 1 unit. If you don't bet in units, then I would say if you have a bankroll of let's say 100 euro, I would suggest only betting 2 to 5% per bet, and if your bet is 5 euro, I would say you have to bet in this game only 2 or 3 euro to win 1 unit. That's what makes sense in the long run, because always betting the same amount of money on 1 game, because no game has more chance to win in the long run. So makes sense.
Okay, the under 2.5 goals, we have to remember that Freiburg is the team that concedes less goals in the Bundesliga, 26, together with Bayern Munich, and then is Leipzig with 28. So it's worthy a shot, in your opinion. Then we have Bochum Furth. Here, perhaps you also like the odds for Bochum, 1.86 to beat Furth, a team that only got 1 point playing away, and knowing Radek, Bochum is strong, especially playing at home. Only 3 defeats when they are playing at home this season. Why not going, no, for Bochum to win in this game?
Yeah, for sure. You can, but 1.8 on a team like Bochum is not what I like. So I expected more balanced odds, because Bochum, also is not the team who always wins games like they did against Bayern Munich. And so, now they had 2 games in a row not winning. Okay, I know they played at home against Leipzig. It's no shame to lose here with 1 goal behind. But they also have a cup game tonight against Freiburg. We record this on Wednesday morning, so we don't know how hard this game against Freiburg will be. So I won't be too happy with the odds of 1.8 on a team like Bochum at the moment. And on the other hand, we know that Fürth was doing very, very good in the last games, so they might have a chance here as well. And making a point against Cologne is then it's possible for them to also collect points at Bochum. No bet on Bochum, no bet on Fürth.
Both teams to score is 1.9.
Yeah, but we have 2 teams like Bochum and Fürth. Do you want to bet on both teams to score here? Maybe on both teams to score. No, it's more likely. Just a game where I don't have too much euphoria for it. So I for sure won't bet, risk my money here. And yeah, you shouldn't also.
Let's see the next one. Wolfsburg, Union Berlin. Now Wolfsburg 5 points away from the relegation spots. They were leading 0-2 against Gladbach, but they only got a point, and they are facing Union Berlin, who are coming from a victory in the German Cup against St. Pauli. Also won the last game against Mainz. And we see Wolfsburg surprisingly favorite for this game.
Yeah, they were not that bad in the last games, and that's why they seem a bit more stable in their way of playing. And the problem here is that Union Berlin is not that brilliant away, and as you mentioned, that they had a cup game, and these 2 points lead to low odds for Wolfsburg. But as it right, I won't bet on this low odds on Wolfsburg, and I think it's worth to bet on Union Berlin Asian handicap plus 0.25, because I think they might be over their kind of bad situation where they lost 3 games in a row. And I think they won't lose in Wolfsburg. It's kind of a coin flip, and if we have a coin flip, you have 2 options: betting on draw or betting on the underdog. And last game day, betting on draw in Wolfsburg was a good option, and this game day, I think Asian handicap plus 0.25 on Union Berlin is maybe a little bit better option, as I tend to not overrate Wolfsburg here, and the odds of 2.0 around are fine enough.
2.12 actually, Union Berlin Asian handicap plus 0.25. And then We go to the relegation battle. Stuttgart-Gladbach, 4 points away from Hertha Berlin in case of Stuttgart, directly going to the Bundesliga 2. Radek, this is another must win for them, but only 2 points in the last 9 games. It's very difficult to be optimistic with Stuttgart, and we have decent odds if we trust Gladbach, and we know that they have a lot of quality even if they don't get the results.
Yeah, and this is a really sad game because both teams have a lot of tradition and both had a good last season, or maybe Gladbach, 2 seasons ago, their brilliant season. The last season was mediocre, but this season is just a horrible season for them. At least they didn't lose against Wolfsburg at home. But their problems are on the away games, where they only won 2 games. And that can be the problem here, not betting on a team who only won 2 games away. So I really love to bet on Gladbach if the odds are over 2.5. Because I think there's some line of value. If you get lower odds, it's difficult, but I still think they might win this game, and odds of 2.3 are really okay. I tell you, it's a okay bet, but again, for me, it's too low. Because I only bet on the best situations, and this is not a perfect situation because, as I said, Gladbach is too weak on away fields, no matter how weak Stuttgart is, and so that is a problem. And if you think there is one point which can make a problem, then you have to think about it, or if it's okay to risk money. Then if you only risk 1 or 5 euro, that's no consideration, just put it away on Gladbach. But if you're betting hundreds of thousands of euros, then you have to think some time more.
2.35 for Gladbach to win, and actually we have very similar odds for Dortmund to win against Mainz. The problem is that Radek is very difficult to trust Dortmund in this moment. They are having many injuries. They are out of the Europa League, as we saw, and Mainz, they are very, very strong at the 𝐜𝐴 Arena. They've won the last 5 games playing at home.
And the opponents were not bad, as we seen them beating Leverkusen, scoring 3 goals, with 2 times behind. They were behind 1-0 and 2-1, and they won this game in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Depends on how long the extra time was. And this was amazing. And in this situation, I think it's very, very hard for Dortmund to go to Mainz, because in the past, Mainz was kind of an hard opponent for them, and maybe it's worth with betting on Asian handicap on Mainz here. And we get odds around 2 if we bet on Asian handicap 0.25 on Mainz. It's dangerous anyway, betting against Dortmund, but
we can try. No, betting on double chance, or as you said, your tip is Mainz Asian handicap minus 0.25
plus 0.25.
Sorry, odds are 1.97.
And maybe it's an option to risk a shot on the goals market, because I think both teams to score should be kind of a safe bet here. We don't get really attractive odds, but still better than expected. I would expect both teams to score at 1.5, as Dortmund concedes a lot of goals in in the past, and Mainz is able to score against all opponents at home. So 1.65 for both teams to score is even more attractive than risking money only on Mainz. And yeah.
All right, and the last game is a difficult one to call, I think. Actually, the odds either for Cologne or for Hoffenheim are very balanced. This is important for the European spots, and Hoffenheim arrives to this game winning the last 3 games in the Bundesliga. They are slightly favorites, 2.72. This is the classic game that you usually go for a draw, Radek.
Yeah, you said everything, and it's hard to pick a winner here, and the bookmakers give balanced odds. So if you're not a fan of one of the both teams, and as I said before, there are 2 options betting on a draw. We get odds of 3.6. I would only risk 1/3 of a unit here to win 1 unit if there's a draw, and not risking too much to lose if there is a winner, because also this game is a pure gambling coin flip in my eyes. And the other thing is, as we've seen a lot goals in the Bundesliga recently, also betting on both teams to score here, but we don't get huge odds, only 1.4 or 1.5. That is way too bad. So I really like the draw here. Other option, betting on Asian handicap 0 on Cologne, because they're playing at home. They're a good home team, and maybe the value is kind of on their side. So Asian handicap 0 on Cologne is 2.03. In a single bet, I would bet on a draw. If you ask me for an 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐵𝐴, I would put Cologne Asian handicap 0 in an 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐵𝐴, because odds of 2 combined with another maybe Asian handicap 0 bet on Frankfurt gives us a very good double bet with high odds.
Okay, so tell me your 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐵𝐴 then. Frankfurt Asian handicap 0, Cologne Asian handicap 0 will be your 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐵𝐴?
Yes, and you get odds of 1.6 on Frankfurt. So combining 1.6 with 2 is 3.2 on both games. And if you want a third game with Asian handicap 0, I would say that Bielefeld is not necessarily losing at home against Augsburg, but betting on Bielefeld is a kind of too risky to take this in consideration for an 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐵𝐴, where you want to have the most safest bets. And on this game day, it's hard to find safe bets or really high probability bets, as there are no safe bets in the football, as we've seen last game day, where about all huge favorites in Europe struggled hard and caused a lot of losses on favorite bettors. I remember in Italy, Inter didn't win their game, Milan didn't win their game, and a lot of other international top teams. So yeah, you're better off betting on underdogs someday. And on this game day, yeah, let's try with Frankfurt and Cologne, both Asian handicap 0, and then
good luck.
Good luck, yeah.
Thanks, Radek. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
We have now all the info to place our bets in this new match day in the Bundesliga. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to press the like and subscribe to our channel, or if you prefer as well, remember we have a podcast for you. Thanks for watching. See you soon.